Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's morning here anyway. I am finally back. The Evil Step Teachers had kind of a busy spring, long-term sub, and finding out about some surgery I've got coming up and trying to get my house done because of the surgery. I need to be moved before that happens, and I'll give more details on that at the end of the video. So if you're interested and you want to hear about that, it's later. I murdered a deer here a couple weeks ago. I've got the fender almost done, but you can see the skies behind me are gray. It's rained so bloody much around here that it's been way too humid to do anything with getting the fender painted, because I don't have a climate-controlled paint booth. It's just my garage that's missing a window and the door doesn't shut. So, yeah, it's not getting done. But today I'm here to do some metal detecting. I'm going to complete that strip that I was working on, and if there's time, I will go on and do a little bit of the other area down in the seating down where I had mentioned last time that I was actually going to do. Yeah, that's really about it for the intro today. I will get over there and get to doing some metal detecting, and then at the end I will give you guys the rundown on the surgery. See you in a few. We have our first target. It is just a wadded up piece of aluminum. It was making kind of a steel sound on the thing, but it's part of an aluminum can, so oh well. Moving on. Well, so far it's been nothing of note. That first piece of wadded up aluminum and a couple pieces of wire, and then this hair clip. Marion here is getting ready to have an overpriced celebration. The reason I say overpriced, it's $40 a button, but people around here are, well, they'll pay it, and I don't get it. They could go over to Wichita a few minutes, about almost an hour away. $10 for 10 days of a celebration. During the same time, a lot more going on. But when they do that, this park will get a lot of activity, so there will probably be a lot more stuff to find. But I'm going to keep going. You know, I've got this strip to finish, and then I'm going to get down into that, and hopefully I find something. I should. I mean, for everything I found on that half of this, I should find some good stuff over here. But anyway, enough complaining, moving on. Well, finally, something decent. After several holes of wire and trash and stuff, you can see him right there. It's a quarter. I did pull it out and look at it. It's too dirty really to get anything off of it right now, but it goes in the keeper pouch, and I'll clean it up later on and find out the date. But I still don't know if anybody wants to hear the dates, because no one's ever commented one way or the other. So if you want to hear the dates on these things, or know the dates, leave a comment down in the comment area, and I will clean them up and get dates before I do the wrap-ups. So anyway, on to the next one. Alrighty, I'm going to do a half-live dig here. It's in the plug. Haven't pulled it out. It's right there. To me, it looks like it might be a coin, but let's find out together. Oh, it is. It's a whole penny. It's a whole modern penny, but it's a penny. Let's see if I can see the date on this one. Don't have my glasses on, so probably not. No, I can't. It's still got, it's still got a decent picture on it. It doesn't all faded off. So yeah. Another one for the keeper pouch. Better than nothing. So, moving on. Well, unlike my normal videos, I'm only recording like every third or fourth thing, be it good or bad, and there's only been the one good. So, I found a lot of wire and foil and crap. And this one fits along with that. I just moved some grass, didn't even have to dig for it. Bud Light. I do have a shirt design, so I'm going to have merch eventually. I don't have it submitted to any place to make the shirts yet, but I do have shirt design ready. If you guys know of a good good website or something to contact for that, please let me know and everything. But I'm moving on to the next hole. All right, this one makes no sense to me, and it's actually kind of aggravating. But when you're using an electronic device and the batteries go dead, don't just throw them on the ground. I'm sure the people who watch my videos would not do that, but there are people out there who do. Obviously, this one came out of this hole, so that's just aggravating. Why do that? I mean, there are trash cans around. There are better ways to dispose of them. So, anyway, moving on. Here's a surface find. I mean, an easy dig, yeah. You can see it right there. So, yeah, it's going to be modern because it's right there on top, but hey, it's a coin. So, to the next one. Alrighty. This is why you should always recheck your hole. Digging this plug, I found this screw. I was like, a screw. I'm not going to say what I said. But anyway, I thought I should recheck it. A dime. So it's always worth rechecking your holes. So, yeah. On to the next one. This must be surface dime day. See him right there? Awesome. See if there's anything else right there where he was. Nope, apparently not. So, yeah. On to the next thing. Well, I think some other coins are getting jealous of the dimes because, yeah, I had to move a leaf for this one, but surface quarter. Yep, staying a surface quarter. So, yeah, that's awesome. Finally getting some stuff out of the strip again. So, let's see what the next thing has. Alrighty, I was digging through the plug to, well, I dug in there and checking the plug to see what it might be, and he fell out of the plug. Quarter. At least I think it's a quarter. It's the right size. It's got some kind of picture on it. No, it's not a quarter. It's a token or something. If it is, it'll be the first token I've found. Wipe it on my pants, and it is a token. I can't read it. Maybe it'll focus on it if I block everything else out. Focus. I don't know, it's not really it's trying not to focus on it, but I will try to get some kind of ID for this in the wrap-up. I hate being right near the traffic. Anyway, I'll try to find out what it is. So, oh, you can kind of read it. It says Northridge Cinema. Oh, it's a cinema token. Nifty. First one I've ever found. Awesome. Well, I found some odd things in odd locations. I'm right here in the huge metropolis downtown of Marion, Kansas. And yes, that was the entire downtown. And I found in this hole right here a shotgun shell. Hopefully it was dropped by someone who had been out shooting somewhere, hunting or whatever, and came back into town. Because, yeah, there's the entirety of downtown. So, anyway, that's different. Moving on. Well, this is another kind of a first a little bit. It's something I've found before, but not like this. This one is a little bit mangled. It came out of this hole here. I'm just trying to ramble and make something interesting out of it. But other than its color, it's a dime, but it's red. That was, of course, the heel of my hand, but a red dime. Like I said, I don't know if it's been painted or somebody just dropped it and the soil did that to it. But it's neat. So I'm going to drop it in the keeper pouch, fill that back in, and move on. Ready? We have another coin. And so yeah, the end of the strip here is going to get better. It's a penny. Looks like it's probably just a modern one. I'd like to find another Wheatie because I really like Wheaties. But, stupid gnat getting in my face. But anyway, yeah, moving on to the next thing. Alrighty, it's been several holes, and this is actually the best thing so far. So, big old pull tab. But, yeah, I only got to there. And I think I'll cut it at that and call it a wrap, and I'll give you guys the what's going on in the Evil Step Teacher's life news, which is kind of major. So, anyway, see you at the next one or the wrap up. Well, I found a rare find for me. I found a few of these in the past. A nickel. And right here in this little end, I'm kind of worried about. As you can see, they're doing construction right down there. And there was a porta potty right here a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, not too thrilled about that little area, but I'm going to hit it anyway, because those things seal up, right? Right? Anyway, hit this little area, then I'm going to call it quits. Alright, here's the wrap up. Can't get rid of all this freaking traffic, so that, plus I've got a bunch of stuff to get done in that house so I can get moved in. Anyway, I thought I had 3/4. These 2/4, this one is a nickel, and this is that token. So, there was the other, when I dug it up I thought it was a quarter, and then I noticed it was a token. It's for Mitchell Theaters, which I've never heard of, and Northridge Cinema. So that's got to be fairly old. Then I have 3 dimes, including the beat up red dime, and 3 pennies. So here is my pile of stuff, and yeah, there's the metal detector. There's all the good finds from last time. So I'll be mixing these all together, of course. But next will be the news. I'm going to go to a little less traffic-y area, probably sit in my garden or something and do it, or on my back porch. But anywho, I will talk at you in a couple seconds on that. Okay, now as promised, for the last several years, a little over 13 years, 14 years ago, I was diagnosed with a cyst in my brain. It has been causing all sorts of problems, and I've tried and tried to have neurologists admit that an arachnoid cyst, which is what this is, will cause problems, but they're like, oh no, that sac of fluid that gets larger and smaller within your brain, pushing pressure on it, doesn't cause any problems whatsoever. Even though they admit that hydrocephalus does, which is basically the same thing, just a different layer of membrane. But I finally had one, well, I think I just kind of annoyed him enough to where he was like, well, if you want to see a surgeon, then I will send you over. And they're just going to tell you the same thing I did. It doesn't cause any problems. I went over there and visited with him a few weeks back, and he was like, oh yeah, these do cause a lot of problems, and the symptoms that you've described are 100% right, spot on with what they do. And there are several options. One, of course, is just wait and see what might happen, which I've been waiting and seeing ever since 04 or 05. And what happens is memory loss, a lot of memory loss, including entire days just being gone. I have no clue what happened in those days. There will be times when I've gone through the entire day, like when I was going to school at Cleveland Chiropractic in Kansas City. Last thing I remember, I was at school in class, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm home. How did I get here? And I assume that I did everything normal during that time, but it's all gone, which made taking tests really difficult. Um, but it just kept going on and on and on. And finally, talking to Dr. Grunmeyer over in Wichita, hope he doesn't mind me saying his name, but oh well. He was like, yeah, these cause those problems, and here are your options. One of them included chopping a big hole in the side of my head, going in and fixing all the drain spots where the arachnoid membrane is supposed to drain through there, and then closing it back up and being done. He said those work, I don't know what's going on with this light. They said those work about half the time. And the other half of the time, people opt usually to have another surgery where they put in a shunt, and a tube just runs down over your collar, it runs behind your ear, down over your collarbone, and down into your abdomen, and just drains forever. And I decided to go with the second one since it gets done anyway with the first one. You know, so why go through 2 brain surgeries when I could get by with one? The 8th of July of this year, I will be going in for the surgery, and hopefully it'll all come out okay. They're going to use GPS in my head, which sounds kind of freaking cool. They're going to do a special scan where they put some trackers around my head and get the exact, you know, like global surface and all that stuff. And they are going to, at that point, be able to use that with a GPS, like Garmin type thing. It's not a Garmin, it's, you know, that type of thing, sort of, and go within a millimeter of where they need to be with the tube, which the closer they can get to where they need to be, the better, because I really don't want them jabbing something else. I'm going to be, or not going to, I'm worried about the outcome in a way, because a lot of people who have brain surgery end up having a totally different personality when they're done, which could be good, but it could be bad because it could push me back to what I used to be. I used to be an annoying, total jerk of an a-hole, and I've worked many years to become a little bit less annoying. So I don't want to become annoying again. Anyway, yeah, I will keep you guys informed. I'm going to see if they will let me get some video of it, and then if they will, I will put that up on my Patreon page. And of course, yeah, if you want to see that, you can go join my Patreon page and see it. This way I don't get nailed with any kind of anything on YouTube. So, and if you know, side note, if you want to help support the channel, you could go to Patreon and join. It's patreon.com/evilstepteacher. So, yeah. But that's the news. I've got to get this house done so I can be moved in here by July. And it's already, you know, like June something. So I've got to get my butt in gear. So I'm going to get back to it, finish drywall in the kitchen, get my huge mess I've got cleaned up, and move on to the next room. This room was almost done, but you can see that crack right there from all the rain. Messed up the basement floor a little bit more, cracked that really bad. So while I'm living here, I'll get to straighten up the basement walls. So, hey, fun! Anyway, y'all have a great one, and I'll talk at you later.